Big Boar Barbecue presents Seven Rivers Racing on KQEG TV with Dan the Voice Diker, Billy Doc Niles, and Paul the Statman Riker. Brought to you by Big Boar Barbecue, Highway 16 West Salem, in La Crosse on 3rd Street downtown and George and Gillette Street. Big Boar Barbecue, now that's a mouthful. By Carey Heating and Air Conditioning, your residential specialist, serving the La Crosse area since 1929. Carey Heating and Air Conditioning.
Hey, race fans, welcome in another big show coming up today. Seven Rivers Racing, KQEG TV, along with Billy Doc Niles. He does that same point every week. I was hoping he was doing that because I watched how he's done it the past couple weeks. This guy here that's Paul Riker.
Yeah.
And before we start showing you La Crosse Speedway, you know we call him the Stat Man.
I outstatted him again.
Do it, Bill.
By the way, Paninsky has won 4 features now. He had 3 previously this year.
Okay.
I even went back and researched it before I tooted my own horn.
And see, Paul and Bill didn't know I was going to bring that up on the show.
No, you just surprised us.
But I had to, because now Paul's going to be mad. He's going to step his game up, and he's going to come blasting some kind of info our way on Facebook, and we're going to call him the King Stat Man.
Either that or when the tape goes off, he's going to kick my butt.
I could probably see that happening, too. Going to thank our sponsors, Carey Heating and Air Conditioning, Big Boar Barbecue. I could really go for some barbecue after taping this show. Epic Media and Vinyl and Back 40 Wraps and Fansarena.com. Paul Reichert, another big night at the Speedway last week, and it was Buck night. And man, I tell you what, there was more food flying by my window than there was racing.
Yeah, you were kind of late getting food going.
I didn't get food done till close to 9.
Yeah.
How'd you survive?
I was nitpicking them. Jalapeno poppers smothered in ranch, by the way. And the cheese curds were good, but I finally got my double cheeseburger done before the last feature. It was rough. Talking about that,
Your life sucks, Diker.
we're going to show you the entire, and I'm starving right now. We're going to show you the entire replays from the La Crosse Fairgrounds Speedway from last weekend, also the Thomas Sparta Speedway, and they've all seen it. I just looked it up on YouTube. There's been over 2,000 people that watched the Mid-Am race.
Oh, what a finish. What a
Thomas
finish.
Sparta Raceway here from a couple weeks ago.
And
we thought we're going to fill up segment number 3 with the entire 8-minute race right there, just about 8 to 9 minutes. You're going to see the Bill Preetzel wreck. Meyerhofer gets stuck on a tire and had to try to burp that out before we get back underway. And how about that last lap in turns 3 and 4 with your leaders?
We are not going to say a word about it. You're going to have to watch the last segment. You're going to have to watch it all the way to the last lap to see what we're talking about.
Matter of fact, when we recap our segment 2 of the Thomas Sparta Speedway, let's just leave
We're not using that one. No.
We're just going to talk about it.
We're going to say hits coming up in the next segment.
Talking about La Crosse, let's hit it right off the bat. Late models, and if you heard in the radio show, you're going to hear in the radio show 1460 WBOG Saturday at noon. And we were talking about the drivers that have really been shaking things up. Cole Hamlin, Matt Henderson. How about Jeremy Wagner? How about
Justin Clements? Nick Clements, Justin Mulliken.
Yeah, I mean, obviously everybody knows about Paninsky and Carlson, which you're going to see right here. Those two, again, finishing first and second. But I tell you what, you don't throw the yellow out, Jeremy Wagner has a feature win.
Jeremy Wagner has been having problems all season long. He's already expired 2 motors this year. And they're really hoping this one stays together. And like you said, if it wouldn't have been for a caution, he'd have been running away with yet another feature. How many times in the last 4 or 5 years has he been out in front and either a caution is brought back to him, he's lost a motor, or he's broke apart on his car? Sooner or later, luck is going to turn his way, but still a phenomenal run for him, and just probably about his 4th or 5th race all year.
And again, Wagner matching his career best 3rd place on that finish. Carlson 2nd, Paninsky 1st. And it was Mike Carlson and Cole Hamlin rounding out the top 5. To the Sportsman we go. First off, before we roll the last 2 laps, how about a huge round of applause for Jesse Green getting his first ever win, period. And Paul, we know the story behind that guy.
Oh, yeah. Military man. He started racing, decided to come to La Crosse, build his own car. He's been doing all right as a rookie this year, and was waiting to see, just like with Ryan Brown last year with his first ever win.
Got to give the crowd huge kudos as well, because all of them were applauding Jesse Green as he climbed out of his car after that heat race. Let's take you to the 15-lap feature. And, boy, I'll tell you what, this is surprising. If you'd have told me at the beginning of the year, I think Tom Leathey's going to win 4 races this year, not taking away anything from Tom, but looking at how that field has been so far, I'd have said no.
You'd have thought it was all Bachman and Weber at the beginning of the year, and that's the way it started out. And Leathey, slow start to the beginning, like Clements much like Clements in the late model, slow start to the year. Steadily building up, now one of the top cars. He's won, 4 of the last 5 features, and he's wrapped up the Fast Dash already, and definitely he's put himself in contention. It's a shot in the dark, but he's got himself in contention for that track championship.
And Paul Riker, we were talking up in the tower. How was it to see the nephew holding off the uncle?
Oh, that was just a great race. Just seeing Tom do his best to keep Uncle Dan at bay the last few laps.
All right, let's go to the Thunder Stocks. And Taylor Dobbs led half of this race. We actually thought Taylor Dobbs was going to get win number 2 on the year. But, of course, Adam Moore from the back row. And, man, I tell you what, Thunder Stocks this year have just been that orange 29.
Yeah, and especially with that bandage hand he's got. He wasn't sure if he was going to race, but he came out, got behind the wheel, and just normal Saturday night for him.
Now, Adam burned himself pretty bad a couple weeks ago. He was only going to run the outhouse race. Came up with the tower, told you and I that he was going to run the feature, and came out and did it in style. Halfway through the show, the annual Wacky Outhouse Race novelty event took place. I'm going to show you 2 different things right here. Let's show you Adam Moore. He was the first one to go out. So we're going to show you that one first because he, after 9 cars, he wins that one right off the bat. So Jesse's going to roll this one. Here is Adam Moore going out, jumping out, grabbing the TP. Remember, and he's got a burnt arm. He's got a cast on that arm right there. And he gets back in, and I think it was 28 seconds, 28.65 or something.
Didn't he go wire to wire?
Oh, yeah, he was front to back. He wins the outhouse race. Before we take a break, Chris Christian was out with his brand new Thunderstock.
Yeah.
I'm announcing right there about 30 feet from this guy. And as he's coming around turns 3 and 4, I'm saying, now Chris Christian, he's a wily guy, short guy, skinny guy, quick like a mouse, should be able to get in and out of that window. Oh, he falls over the wall head first into the ground. Oh! The whole crowd, if you watch this, was dying. I mean, I had a hard time getting my composure through this whole thing, and because I keep picturing him over the wall, his leg gets caught, and he face plants on the other side of the wall. He sees his legs in the air.
I told you guys last week, some of the antics that have happened in this and the history of it over the last 20-some years. And now Chris Christian has added to the lore of this. That is incredible.
What was even better is if I would have thought about it this week, but I know that we didn't get a close-up. After Adam Moore ran his first lap, he pulled away without a steering wheel. He couldn't get it back on. It stood right in the dashboard. He was turning the crank, and he was almost all the way sideways.
That'll make the blister on his hand feel better.
Congratulations, Adam Moore. You own the porta potty. When we come back, we're going to talk Thomas Sparta Speedway right here on Seven Rivers Racing.
You don't have to fly to Kansas City to get great barbecue.
4 years in a row and counting. Hi, this is Jerry Beyer at Big Boar Barbecue. Once again, La Crosse County has voted us the best barbecue and best caterer in La Crosse County. Making great ribs and great barbecue has always been my passion, and it means a great deal to me that you love what we do. If you haven't tried our ribs, pulled pork, brisket, or smoked chicken, try it and you'll agree. Big Boar Barbecue, a delicious mouthful.
Yeah.
American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning is built to a higher standard, so you can focus on the problems in your life that actually matter.
Hey, Dave.
Like giving Jeff his ladder back before he takes it back. Or where to put the food when you both get the groceries. Or the doggy door that just became a raccoony door. Whatever you're worrying about, it won't be this. American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, built to a higher standard.
Call today for your free estimate on a new American Standard system or schedule online at careyheating.com.
Welcome back. It's Seven Rivers Racing KQEG TV. That is Paul Reichert. That guy down there, that's Billy Doc Niles, coming fresh off of bus racing. We're going to tell you what that was all about here in a minute. First up, we're going to shift our attentions to the Thomas Sparta Speedway and take you to the hobby stocks, where La Crosse Speedway Thunder Stocks is pretty much owned by
Adam Moore.
Hobby Stocks are now finding out that the Thomas Sparta Speedway, they're being owned by
Adam Moore.
Andy Moore.
Oh, Andy Moore.
Andy came out.
I should read my promo a little closer, shouldn't I?
Came out from the back row, starting like his brother does at La Crosse, And he put on a good battle here. You're going to see Jeff Lefebvre Jr., the point leader, who just, I mean, he was walking with the races earlier this season, so Andy Moore can figure into the points. But if he'd have started the year in that 29, we would have had a huge points battle going on. Midway through this one right here, caution came out. That brought Moore side by side with Lefebvre. And this was a good one. 2 weeks in a row now, we've had good finishes with these guys that it came down to about a bumper. This one came down to about a half a car length, as you're going to see. And for Andy Moore, that's 2 wins in a row.
That's, well, it's amazing. You know, the Moores are tough at La Crosse, and obviously right in their backyard. Andy Moore, Adam Moore, Matt Moore, all three of them, no matter where they go, they're going to finish somewhere near the front. And no shock here to see Moore 2 weeks in a row at Tomah.
We're going to talk about Matt Moore here in a minute. We don't have any highlights because he went camping.
What?
Oh, yeah. We're going to tell you about that here in a couple seconds of what went on in the six-shooters. First off, Jesse Q, the song, The Rhinestone Cowboy. Thank you very much. 18 Hornets thrilled the crowd Friday night, and it was the Rhinestone Cowboy, Alec DeVito, finding his way to the top spot, even into a nasty crash into the turn 3 wall by Tim Murphy. About three-quarters of the way this one went through right here, really kind of solidified what Alex DeVito was going to do. He was really not challenged for the last 11 laps. And James Rittenhouse, best race he's had all year, was unchallenged for second place. And Danny Fry, the point leader, had to settle for third. Forgot to check the points this week, but I think 2 weeks ago, Fry took the point lead away from DeVito. I think DeVito just took it back as he was only a couple back Friday night.
Well, we're getting down to the end of it here. There's only just a few weeks left. I know Tomah's added a couple of weeks because of all the rainouts. And this one's going to be a fun one to watch. I love watching point battles.
The sportsman, 15-lapper, Jake Schiller, started on the pole, finishes in victory lane. He held up a whole bunch of them. Bill Schott tried to make this interesting for a couple laps, as you're going to see here. He went side by side, but he was on the outside rail, and Schiller was protecting the inside like there was nobody's business. About 5 different times these guys were going back and forth, but Schiller's going to end up the victor. Schott takes second, and Jeff Lefebvre Jr., they said, hey, if you the hobby stocks want to take a chance of running the sportsman, go ahead. And he played double duty. Not bad for second and third place in 2 different divisions.
No, most definitely. Lefebvre Jr. doing what he can do in that hobby stock division, and then to come out with the sportsman like that. Schott, another one who knows this track well, and you have to be smooth and you have to be consistent to get through the corners here at Tomah, and just not enough this time.
The Midwest Dash came out to play again, and it's been the Patrick Tickey show the entire year as we roll the laps, 2 laps. But, Paul, I'll tell you what, Wayne Malsby got a feature win earlier this year, and it's been about 9 races since then. But for Wayne Malsby, holding off a guy like Patrick Tickey and making him run the outside rail, that means something.
Yeah, it does. Whenever you can take advantage of getting Patrick Tickey on an off night, maybe, I don't know, it's great to see, and Wayne did that and held him off.
And again, just like the sportsman, I tell you, Tickey tried a lot of times going door to door, but just could not get that 56 to swing outside. 6 shooters, Matt Moore took the night off. He has such a huge lead in the points lead. He's saving his car. He's pretty much got the 6-shooter point lead down at Tomah. He's also trying to win 6 cylinders at La Crosse.
Yep, he's trying to win. Actually, we talked about this last week. He's trying to win 3 championships at 2 different tracks because he's also trying to win that the minivan.
He won minivans at La Crosse last week, 2 weeks in a row.
So he's got 2 weeks in a row. He's opening up his point lead there. Huge lead at Tomah here in the 6 shooters, and I think he's sitting somewhere about 10 points ahead at the street stock class at La Crosse. So he's got the wall right now. He's leading all 3 of them. This one by a huge margin, which allows someone else to win a feature this time.
And that was, as you saw right here, Danny Fry, his 99 Mercury Cougar, had to start from the back row, worked his way up. How about Tristan Drzkowski? This was the first time him and his dad, Matt, ever ran at the Tomah Sparta Speedway. They both come out of Winona. They're La Crosse Speedway regulars. Tristan Drzkowski was picking up cars left and right. He finishes second. Al Bartles third. They both said this was one of the best times we've had. We're going to come back again. But somebody called Tristan out on Facebook and said that car was illegal front to back. When Matt Moore steps up and says, I know that car inside out, I've raced him at La Crosse, you're completely wrong. They were wrong.
Well, there's a lot of keyboard warriors out there. Until they can prove something, they're just that, a keyboard warrior that doesn't know what they're talking about.
Well, we have a chance. Talking about warriors. That guy was racing buses at the Elko Speedway Saturday night. How did it go?
Well, I didn't have exactly the fastest bus in the world, but I had a blast. I had a couple of close calls in the X, and on cue right at the end when they threw the checkered flag, our buddy Todd Wilson flipped one of the competitors over, and it was a great time. I had so much fun. Didn't have any contact till after the end. Scotty Westfall found that out and drove his bus right into mine, but. Like I said, it was the first time I've ever run a figure eight in anything, or the second time I've ever been in a bus, and it was a great time. I'm glad they invited me. I can't wait to do it again. Hopefully I get a chance to do it again one more time next year.
According to that Speedway, their rules and regulations have it where you really can't videotape what they've got going on, because we really, really wanted to replay this right here. But, Paul brought up on the radio show, which you're going to hear Saturday at noon on 1460 WBOG, you were asking Bill a very scientific question if he was in a short bus.
Yeah, I've seen the short bus, was a school bus race at Deer Creek I saw a couple of years ago. Is there any difference between short bus and a big bus?
I guess we'll have to, when we do our Oktoberfest show, we'll have to ask Westfall, because he was the one in the short bus. And he wasted, there's a picture on Facebook, he wasted no time jacking somebody up right away. So he was feeling a little froggy out there, and all of them were. I mean, you could... even though I wasn't keeping up with the pack, I could watch them, and they were beating on each other, and we were crisscrossing at the X, and it was close, but it was fun.
I had to slow down and got hit on just on purpose, just to get the crowd involved.
Well, when I came out of turn 4 and headed for the X, and I saw two of them coming out of turn 1, I don't know how I pulled this off, but I picked my mark and I got right in between the both of them. That was the most exciting part for me.
You know what it was, Paul?
What?
His wife Lori told him, if you get hit and you get hurt, you're walking home from the Elko Speedway. I bet you that's what it was.
Right.
Lori.
She did not have the keys to the truck. Wow.
Okay, we wish we could show you some video from that, but unfortunately we cannot. I also wish we could show you some video of Big Boar Barbecue burnt ends, because I am savoring some barbecue right now. I want to thank them for hosting the program. Also, Carey Heating and Air Conditioning, Epic Vinyl and Media, and Back 40 Signs, which you see right back there, and FansArena.com, the official outfitters of both the radio and the TV program. I want to thank Jess for producing things. I want to thank Billy and Paul for being on the program. Just a reminder, Oktoberfest is right around the corner. The ultimate package was over $1,000 last year on Oktoberfest tickets. I was putting on our Facebooks. Look for Seven Rivers Racing.
We are not done. We got a segment to go, and it's a good one.
That's what I was doing. I was even going to say anything about that. Mid-Ams, Toma, last Friday. I screamed at the end.
It was a phenomenal finish. You have to watch this race. Stay in your seat. Run to the bathroom now if you have to. Actually, watch our commercials, because we love our sponsors. Great race. Stay in your seats. It's coming up next. The Mid-Am race from Toma Raceway.
You don't have to fly to Kansas City to get great barbecue.
Big Boar Barbecue is up and running on the north side of La Crosse. Hi, this is Jerry Beyer at Big Boar Barbecue. Yes, the food truck is open at George and Gillette Street to make it easier for you Northsiders to find out why La Crosse County has voted us 4 years in a row as the best barbecue and best caterer in La Crosse County. Big Boar Barbecue, Highway 16 West Salem, and now open at George and Gillette Street. A delicious mouthful.
American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning is built to a higher standard, so you can focus on the problems in your life that actually matter.
Hey, Dave.
Like giving Jeff his ladder back before he takes it back. Or where to put the food when you both get the groceries. Or the doggy door that just became a raccoony door. Whatever you're worrying about, it won't be this. American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, built to a higher standard.
Call today for your free estimate on a new American Standard system, or schedule online at careyheating.com.
Welcome back one more time to Seven Rivers Racing, KQEG TV. Paul and Doc and myself, Radio Man Dan Diker. You guys have seen the video of the Mid-Am race from Toma last weekend. What do you think we replay it?
Yeah, why don't we?
Yes.
I want to enjoy it again.
It was. It had everybody up out of their seats and on their feet, and this was one. James Swan, what a week he had, by the way. He breaks at Kaukauna Tuesday night, super late model. We go to announce Thursday night in Wausau in his Midwest truck, it gets rained out after 7 laps. Now he goes to Tomah, where he's never raced before in a Mid-American stock car. Had problems the entire night. Watch this.
He knows how to win races. Bobby Gutnick still sticking about a car and a half pace behind the number 3 of Vandermeer Jr. But Meyerhofer and Swan awfully tight as well. As we are 12 laps in the 40-lap feature. Swan running the inside lane, trying to find some room around Meyerhofer's 14. Again, Swan has been a veteran race driver for years, and this is his first time here at the Thomas Porter Speedway. So these corners are awfully tricky from other tracks that he runs. Kind of similar to Wausau, but turn 3 and 4 in Wausau is identical to 1 and 2, obviously not here. And these drivers all experienced, 26 laps left. They know they got to save some tires. Try to stay in a good position until about 4 or 5 laps remaining, and then maybe start making some moves. Swan again over the back of the Meyerhofer's machine, trying to work his way under the trunk. Bruner's 00 is off the track. So Swan trying to fight to stay out of last place 16 laps in. Vandermeer Jr. slowly reeling in the 47 of Kenny Houston. He took that 6-car lead away from Houston and now has it down to 2. And Swan again over the back of Meyerhofer's 14 machine, tries to go to the inside and knows, hey, I'm not going off on that old track. It's awfully bumpy down there. Oh, contact Meyerhofer and Swan. Swan gets at the halfway mark. Meyerhofer to the trunk. A little bit of incidental contact coming out of turn 2 for those 2 machines. Again, we're at the halfway mark. Your point leader, Vandermeer Jr., has it a car length behind Houston. Meyerhofer struggled tonight, ran over a tire with an incident with Bill Preetzel earlier. A little bit of contact between he and Swan. And the young man from Kaukauna, the Pagoni's Pizza, number 14, is going to see some leaders coming around here soon enough. 18 to go. Here's your leaders down below. Here comes the move. Vandermeer Jr. side by side with Houston. 16 to go. Houston dominated his heat race. He was dominating this race early before the caution came out. Vandermeer Jr. kind of testing the waters. Houston's already shaken off Vandermeer Jr. once. Can he do it again? Look at his battle for third now. That's Bobby Gutnick. That's Cody Glove. And that's James Swan. All nose to tail out of turn 4. Oh, caution flies. Here we go. Gutnick and Swan wrapped up in each other in turns 1 and 2. Currently running third. We're going to have problems. Gutnick spins out by himself and turns 1 and 2. Caution will fly again. Gutnick around unassisted. Out of turn 4. Let's wind him up again. Drop the green. See what happens. Houston again, awfully quick on an inside line. He will get out to the lead one more time. Vandermeer giving his back in all kinds of fits. Swanee is into third. Meyerhofer a little bit off the pace, got some sparks blowing off that back left brake. And you're still seeing some more sparks every time he bottoms out. Back up front, Vandermeer Jr. finds his way to the outside of the 47 machine. 10 to go. Now, Vandermeer Jr. just can't get a solid run. He just can't find his way around the track one time to stay outside. A little bit of contact there between Vandermeer Jr. and Houston. Point leader letting him know he is right behind and coming. John, look at Swan right there now. Vandermeer again attacks the outside of the 47 machine. Not enough. James Swan is going to stick his 87 machine there, trying to find some daylight as well. A lot of brake pedal being used in this one. Top 3 unsettled, 6 quick laps remaining, nose to tail go the leaders. Here's where races are won and lost when you talk about the Quest Industrial Mid-American Stock Car Series. Five to go. It's Houston, Vandermeer Jr., and James Swan. And Vandermeer Jr. has a nominal point lead over the guys behind him, but they've got about 4 races remaining, so this one again is going to count big time in the point standings. 3 to go. Houston, Vandermeer Jr., and James Swan. Vandermeer's had about 5 or 6 runs to the outside of the 47, still nothing happening. Well, this time by, the white flag is going to fly. 1 lap remaining. 4 left turns and a front straight for Kenny Houston. Yeah, Houston coming all the way out of Wonder Lake, Illinois. Vandermeer Jr., does he have one more in of contact? He's going to try to go to the inside. He does. Contact again. Checker flag is going to fly. Your winner's James Swan.
Wow. Do you believe that, Paul?
That was an amazing finish. Wow.
James Swan could, the lucky horseshoe, right place, right time.
Absolutely. And you look at the week he had breaking a super late model. Rained out after 7 laps in a truck. Here comes Toma, where you just can't, he struggles all night long on a track he's never raced, and all of a sudden the clouds just opened and here's this.
The seas parted and boom, there he goes.
Man, congratulations to James Swan. His wife was down there in the pits, the victory lane, just screaming away at him, and really felt good for a good guy as well, James Swan. We'll have him on during Oktoberfest. That's going to do it for the program. Remember, check out Big Boar Barbecue presents Seven Rivers Racing on Facebook. Contests are coming up, including Oktoberfest, and you can watch all of our programs when Jesse gets them up on our Seven Rivers Racing YouTube page. For Doc, the bus drive, Paul, we're going to try to build him up again. I think his chair was a little bit lower this
week. What the heck?
Sit straight up, Bill, and look. Oh, yeah.
You can look right over the top of him and see you.
Danny DeVito. And our producer, Jesse. I want to thank you guys for joining us right here on Seven Rivers Racing.
You've been watching Seven Rivers Racing on KQEG TV. with Dan the Voice Diker, Billy Doc Niles, and Paul the Statman Reichert. Brought to you by Big Boar Barbecue, Highway 16 West Salem, in La Crosse on 3rd Street downtown and George and Gillette Street. Big Boar Barbecue, now that's a mouthful. By Carey Heating and Air Conditioning, your residential specialist, serving the La Crosse area since 1929. Carey Heating and Air Conditioning. Thanks for watching Seven Rivers Racing on KQEG TV.
You don't have to fly to Kansas City to get great barbecue.
4 years in a row and counting. Hi, this is Jerry Beyer at Big Boar Barbecue. Once again, La Crosse County has voted us the best barbecue and best caterer in La Crosse County. Making great ribs and great barbecue has always been my passion, and it means a great deal to me that you love what we do. If you haven't tried our ribs, pulled pork, brisket, or smoked chicken, try it and you'll agree. Big Boar Barbecue, a delicious mouthful.
Yeah.